Hello everybody and welcome to Atlas. Atlas is a bit of a peculiar game. It's built by the same people that built Ark, and when I first played it, which was a good few years ago now, there were quite a lot of bugs and annoyances in it, but it was still a good and fun game. Before I go on rattling on about stuff, let's just get the game started. So we're just going to play single player. The settings here, I believe, I have already changed. Just a couple of them. Taming speed I've put up to ×2, because otherwise it just takes forever to tame anything. So higher values make taming faster, that's easy enough. Pretty much everything else is default. I didn't want to sort of mess around with too much. So you've got a number of settings there. This baby cuddle time and all the rest of it, yeah, not sure too bothered about that. So the daytime speed I've reduced, because if you read the blurb it says lowering this value increases the length of the day. So we've got slightly longer days and slightly shorter nights. Other than that, I think we're pretty much, I'll just quickly scroll down in case you want to pause it and see the settings, but I think they're pretty much default. I don't think I changed much else in there. So there we go. So we're going to use the ocean map. I've never actually played Blackwood, so that might be good to do on a different series. Single player, and we've got to set our character up. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail with the character. I don't think it makes an enormous amount of difference. And oh, she's a big girl. Right, we're going to be a male. I often play female characters, especially in third person, but I think we'll stick to male. And I rather fancy having a bit of a chubby dwarf. I normally try and get the character to match more, you know, my realistic sort of attributes. Just... Oh, okay. They're all a bit peculiar, aren't they? We'll go with something like that. So skin color we can lighten up, just make us a pale face. The hair length is just a preview, that's irrelevant because your hair grows and you start off like that anyway, so it's just from point of view of looking what you look like, and I kind of like to do a medium thingy. The rest of it, I don't want to get into messing around too much. You can change your forehead shape, you can change everything, ears, eyes, jaw, mouth. I just don't see the point. It's kind of, it makes no difference to the gameplay, and we will change the hair colour. We'll go with a, what should we go with, like a blonde, a dark blonde maybe, sort of brown blonde, something like that. And I don't like that you can take the muscle way up, be completely ripped. I think that's a little unrealistic. Don't like that, so we're just going to go with a fairly basic chubby-ish. How about that? So it doesn't really matter which island you start on. I've done like the first 2 days on island 16, the first 2 days on island 17, just to remind myself the basics of playing the game. But I never got as far as leaving the island. So we're going to do first name Mozo, second name Tice, and that'll do. We'll keep it as simple as that. And apparently we're hot. Okay, that's not a brilliant start, is it? I don't know why that started us off. It must be a heat wave or something. We're going to get poorly and die. I wanted to check this guy just quickly because we want to get off this island fairly soon. So it's 225, well 250 say fibres and wood, and 75 hide. And yeah, so that's the only thing we can make at the moment is the crude tool. I'm going to have to be careful to keep an eye on my temperature here. It's not a very good start being ultra hot like that. Okay, so as with all of these games, the first place to start is collecting everything. So these are fibres. I know it's called straw, but it all boils down to fibre. Keep your finger down on the collect button. These are blackberries. The starter islands, they've removed a lot of the resources in a recent update. There's no metal on the starter island now, so I think it's aimed at, you know, multiplayer. They want people to leave the starter island as soon as possible, which, you know, is understandable. It's a safe zone, so players building bases on the starter island don't really ever need to leave, and if they do, they just go and get what they need and come back to it. So you kind of understand that. Alright, just grab a load of these. There are much quicker ways of getting the resources as we progress through the game. Always put blackberries on slot number 0 because you use that for taming creatures, and it's a good habit to get into. We can't tame anything at the moment. You have to unlock that skill. Okay, that should be enough fibre to keep us going for a little while. Now we need to build that stupid tool. Crude but effective stone tool, fibres and stone. So we can do that. And this tool is absolutely useless. It breaks very, very easily, but it does save you having to punch, because if you don't build that tool, the only way of getting wood is to punch trees, which hurts you. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to use this basic tool. You'll get a combination of wood and thatch off trees. You can change that later on once we can build a pickaxe. If you use a pickaxe on a tree, you get more thatch than wood. If you use a hatchet, or in this case the crude tool, then you actually, there you go, it's broken, you actually get more wood than thatch. So we can repair it. You can either right click and choose repair, or what I do is just hover over it and press F. And what have we got? 49, we're going to need more. Now, one of the problems starting off in this game is you can't build or do anything until you've gained experience. You can't even build a spear. And the only way you can get experience is by collecting things. So for a little while I'm going to have to run around and go through this axe. You'll see how it's not even chopping this tree down now. There you go, broken again. But we will need thatch, and unfortunately the heat wave seems to have finished now. But it might be an idea to build, you know, like just a little hut, sort of a one foundation hut, just so that we've got somewhere to run to, just in case we get another heat wave. Oh, I wish I had a spear. Get some hide off that turtle. But we don't. So keeping my eye on the right hand side of the screen, just below those pretty colours, it says XP, and you can see that's like a fuel tank that's filling up. So as we go through getting more and more XP, we'll be able to unlock skills. There are a few vendors here, a number of different vendors. In this new town up here, which wasn't here last time, there are some vendors that sell seeds, and there's a funny vendor that seems to convert gems into gems. I haven't figured out the complexities of that. What level he is? Level 13, that would be a good one to get some hide off. But, not much we can do at the moment. So, over here, there is actually a signpost I didn't show you, but over here, this sort of totem statue, so you just see in the distance there, that's your local water source. And the starter islands are like neutral zones. If you're on a server, I believe there's no PvP here. And this water source is always here, so you can get your water. And just go for a swim, and that automatically fills up your water level. and surprisingly makes us cold, even though it was a heat wave a minute ago. Okay, so all of these plants, like these, are edible greens. They can also be blackberries. That's just for the starter island. Fibres off that one. When you get onto the other islands, these plants are actually more realistic. In the same way as these rocks. Where are we? These big rocks. These things here. They can also be different. If I press H, it'll tell you what they are. So they're all stone and flint. And even if you go over the other side of that water there, where they look like they're metal, they are actually only give you stone and flint. They kind of did a cheat, basically. To take metal off the island, they just made the metal give you stone. Which is kind of cheating, really, but it's kind of understandable, I guess. They didn't want people. It's like this stuff here. This tall stuff here is actually sugar. But if we grab it, you see it just gives us straw. So and these as well, I think, are like broccoli or cabbage or something. I don't know. But fibres and edible greens. Okay, so what I tend to do, apart from the fact you need the orange, see the orange arrow there, you need it in the end slot, which I would prefer to put fish, which is that blue one, or milk, so I have to swap those around, but the yellow one comes first, so we'll stick that down there, and then we've got meat, and then fish, so effectively just the last two are swapped over. We can increase our stats now, and I'm going to go with fortitude because that will make me less sensitive to elements, hot and cold and that sort of thing. And the only thing you can unlock, you've got to get the basics done, and then we can do clothing. And it's only when we get down here that we can actually make a choice which part of the tree we go down. All these other ones up here we have to unlock, so except that one, but the main ones. So you can see we're losing the sun already. I'm just going to have a quick run around over here. And I'm actually looking for, flotsam, essentially. I don't actually see any. It's better to be, you see it at night, sort of crates, just floating crates that have goodies in them. Yeah, it would be kind of nice if I could find enough to get 2 crew members to man the sails on our boat. Not that we've got the boat yet, but you know what I mean. Let's get some more blackberries. Blackberries stacked to 100, so you tend to eat 8 or 10 of them at a time. They don't do a lot for you. And I've been building my little fire here. It's kind of a convenient place. You can get the boat in quite close. So what can we do? Craft a campfire. We need some flint. Okay. Can you give me flint, please? There we go. Might as well grab the stone. I'm going to need flint for spears anyway. So, make a campfire. Stick that down there. Now you can put certain items in the fire. You can put thatch in the fire, but it burns it first, which I don't want it to do. So what I'm going to do is just sort these out into sort of the main resources at the top. We'll go and get some more wood, but for now at least we have a fire going. And I don't have the ability... oh yeah, we do have the ability, so I just need some wood and we can make some spears. I know I had wood, I'll put it in the fire, but alright, there's plenty more. Okay, so that. If we right click, we can craft a whole one spear. Now we're going to need a few spears, so more wood basically, and probably more flint as well, but get the wood first. The reason I'm not going back to the fire and taking some wood out of the fire is because ultimately we are going to need a lot of wood. I mean, we need 250 for our boat, and chopping it gives me experience. So it just kind of makes sense when I need it to go and chop more. Okay, spheres, a whole another one, and yeah, so now we need flint. Again, you can check the rocks by holding down H, so you get flint off this one. Okay, so yeah, now we can make 3. That's a bit better. I'm going to move my axe. Put the spears on number 1. And what have we got? 5? Yeah. Okay, so now you need a suitable volunteer. There's one over there. Now, pigs can be quite dangerous. So you need to check their level first. Level 16. Also, if he's with a buddy, he can really mess you up. So I only got 5 spears, and I think it might take more. Yeah, we need more wood and flint for more. So before I take on a level 16 pig, let's just see if there's an easier target around anywhere. What are you? Level 4, that's more like it. So hopefully this will take maybe two spears, maybe 3. Two. And we've picked our spears back up again, so that's brilliant. So we get all these goodies. A lot of meat off him, haven't we? Make sure that's a repair. Don't really have a use for the bone just yet, but the hide is definitely needed, and of course the meat is going to be important to us as well. There we go. So get that repaired. Yeah, so we got 12 meat off that, but more importantly we got 28 hide. We do need more, and I do need more spears because we're going to take on a level 16 pig. 5 spears really ain't gonna cut it. So this is the early game grind. I mean, I think pretty much all games have the early game grind. 65 wood, so I'll go and get... Oh, there's a willing volunteer there, look. There you are, a male, so you're not going to lay any eggs. And I think the music signifies night time. Okay, so let's get that meat cooking. some supper. There is a yellow thing over there, that's just a bottle. Not too worried about that. But what I do want to look for, in fact we could go and, oh, let's grab some more flint, make some more spears in case we find anything along the route. Make another 3 to start. I generally carry about 10 spears on me. I think it's handy to have more than you're likely to need. I mean, honestly, if something's charging at you, you're probably not going to be able to throw 10 spears. But they do get lost and break, so you're better off having more than you need. Okay, so repair that. So we need 2 more of those. That's perfect. We can't run while we're crafting, unfortunately. And I am getting a bit hungry now. There we go. So again, I think that's a bottle. That blue light over there. The bottles just contain treasure maps. I mean, they're really handy to have. But I'd actually rather find flotsam because you can get gold straight out of flotsam. So I don't see. I mean, you'll know it when you see it at night time. It's very, very bright yellow light. Well, not necessarily yellow, but very bright light, depending on the quality. So there's a bear. Now in this game, bears don't immediately aggro on you. And you can get close enough to, if you wanted to, tame them. I haven't got the skill to tame them. Wouldn't tame a level 2 anyway. But of course, if you throw a spear at them, they're going to get a bit annoyed with you, and then they will chase you. Just have a look over this side of the island. See over there, that looks like flotsam. Watch my energy levels here. In the bottom right, the lightning symbol is the amount of energy I have. It's a real nuisance if you run out. I think this might be a bottle. Yeah, that's just a treasure map bottle. We'll pick it up anyway. But that's for H6, it said. And you can see we are not in H6. H6 is actually miles away. 6. Yeah, that's way over to the east of us. So, don't think we'll be using that one for quite some time. That's a turtle. They're quite easy to kill as long as you're not in the water. If you're in the water, however, don't even try it. They're very, very fast in water. Okay, get my spears back. So the turtle shell that we're getting is in this game called keratin. And we use keratin for various crafting. Not at the moment, we won't be using it for quite some time. But again, at the moment I'm just trying to build up my XP. So I'm going to go fortitude again. And primitive construction, which gives us the ability to build houses, but more importantly hatchet and a stone pick. So that's quite important. Now we have 3 points left. Not much we can do with 3 points. I normally do this one next because it has a harvest yield plus 20%, so but ultimately it's that one that we want. Construction. Okay, keep hacking this fellow up. In case you're wondering, by the way, it is pretty bright at night. This game is not too bad. I think it depends on where you are on the map, but map where we are stays fairly light at night. But also I have turned up the gamma in the game because YouTube tends to darken everything. So I thought I would make it easier to see what was going on. Just grab this. And that's H6 as well, so those are not going to be used for quite some time. Some edible greens. Didn't actually go up, did it? That's keratin, the turtle shell. Picking up edible greens apparently, but the number on the hotbar wasn't going up. Now it is. Again, this is all about XP, so edible greens are certainly useful. So you've got to keep your nutrients balanced. But no flotsam, unfortunately. The monkey, level 22. Female chicken, might be an egg around somewhere. No, don't see any eggs. Another turtle. Yeah, I know. Killing turtles. Cheapskate way of doing it, but I need the XP. And the seagull. So we should be able to craft a hatchet, I think. Where are we? Craftable hatchet. And stone pick we need some more wood for. So what I'll do is I'll use this up and then we'll toss it. And we got a better one. Wow, that seagull goes on and on, doesn't it? Okay, so what I'll do now is we'll get rid of that and we'll use the proper hatchet and you'll immediately see the difference. It makes an enormous difference. And need some wood to get our pickaxe. Ooh, what are those? Probably edible greens. Yeah. Runner beans to you and me. Okay, that'll do for that. This is the totem. I hear another turtle somewhere. Oh, a seagull. That wasn't what I was hearing, so I don't know what that was. Okay, so let's get back over this way. We can actually make, what have we got? Make some clothes. So, boots, gloves, a hat, pants, shirt, And that's about it. It won't do much for us, and if anything, it will make us hotter than we actually want to be. Right, so that's a whole tree, and you can see the durability's only gone down, what, 15%? So it does make a big difference. Oh, we lost a spear somewhere as well. Right, so we've done a couple of fortitudes. I'm going to do another fortitude. We've got 11 points, so I can do that one. Unlocks construction. Basics of building. We need one more point for basics of building anyway. So I think I'm going to go with this one, which allows me to collect resources, and I'll keep the other 6 points. We need 12 really to make use of that. So let's replace our spear. And that one. Level are you, dude? Yeah, level 3. Oh. Oops. Okay, that didn't go too well. They've run off with all our spears. So we could just respawn because we're on the home island anyway. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, as you saw, that piggy got joined by all his buddies. That was not good. But it's not a problem. We know where we were. We were just not far off this tower. You've got a blooming great thing sticking up in the air showing where your body is. So we'll just run back and grab our stuff back. Hopefully the pigs won't be there to mess us up. Yeah, we did get one pig, but there were at least 2 others there, so that was a bit weird. Okay, so pick all our stuff up. We can now put all of this on. If we'd have put that on before, we might have been in a better position, but I've only got 3 spears left. Don't know what happened to all the others. They seem to have vanished. Level 21 pig, that one. No wonder we got messed up. Yeah, so can't tame anything yet. I don't know where the other pig came from. He just arrived. There's definitely 3 of them there at one point. That was very strange. Yeah, this is another example. This is obviously honey, and on a normal island it is honey, but on the Starter Island for some strange reason that's straw. It's a bit weird. Right, it is morning. Let's grab a drink. Not that we need one because we just died. Yeah, I saw the turtle. And the piggy. So, I'll get that meat cooked up. That meat is already cooked up. We'll put that in the next slot along. You see that's purple food. And we don't get the spoiled food. We have got, what have we got? Yeah, we needed 75 hide, so we've got enough hide. We need 250 wood and 225 fibres. So those are fibres too, so we've got enough fibres. We could do with some more wood, because I'm going to need some in the fire anyway. And we're going to have to replace the spear, so I need more flint. So it looks like it's wood and flint. What are you? Levels? Oh, you're the level 16. Right, let's go and make some more spears first, at least. Before I get too carried away, let's make a pickaxe. And in there. Wait for the cooldown. Okay. So, yeah, you'll see if I hit this tree with a pickaxe, you get a lot of thatch, very little wood. So, if I hit it with the axe, I get a lot of wood, but very little thatch. And that works for everything too. So here, if I use a pickaxe on this, I should actually get more flint. Okay, now we just need wood. So if you look on the right hand side, you can see my attributes. Yellow, pink is very low, so I've got pink on button 8. So if I eat, I've got to be careful, because if I eat too much I'll get indigestion. So I'll go one more. Indigestion just makes you well, poorly. Means you can't run, I think. Just has detrimental effects on your character, so you don't really want to get indigestion if you can avoid it. For some reason my blue bar is very, very high. I'm not 100% sure why. I haven't eaten any fish or milk. Repaired. We're a level 13. Okay, let's make another 7 spears. And have we got the wood? We have got the wood. Okay, so just walk slowly while we're crafting spears. So you probably know, if you follow Atlas at all, that you can pick up, or tame and then pick up small critters. I think cats count as well, but certainly monkeys and parrots and that sort of thing. Put them on your shoulder, and they give you bonuses, they give you buffs. So I must admit, I'm not awfully keen on doing that. I think they kind of annoy me and get in the way, but, well, hey. Do it for the buff, yeah? Okay, so we're short on fibres. I thought we had enough fibre, must admit, but... okay, so that's easy enough. Yeah, we'll just go back over here and grab some fibres. I'll be right back. Okay, well, welcome back. So, grabbed a load of fibres, a bit of wood. I had to chuck some stone out because I was over encumbered, as you can see. I was kind of hoping to just chop enough stuff to level up, but because I was over encumbered I couldn't do that. So you can choose which one you have. You can get a little dinghy or a raft, but I always go for the sloop because you really don't want to be out on the wide open ocean in those things. So we'll buy a sloop and we'll name it the Flea, because it's only little and it's very annoying. Okay, so Yes, come out of that, thank you very much. So there's the flea, that's our little sloop, and it's not currently anchored, so we don't want to hang around too much. The first thing we want to do is make a bed, and I can't do anything else just at the moment because I need to level up first. But just before we drift off into the sunset, let me just get up here. I'm just going to put my bed down here. Just sort of out of the way. The bed is a respawn point. There we go. And you can rename the bed, and the reason you can rename it is because you can use them to fast travel. Although you can't carry anything with you when you fast travel, but it is a good way of getting from one place to another. Okay, so we should be able to encourage this over there, and the wind is coming from our right. So if I change the sail to over there, and I'll just let it down just a little bit. We don't want to go nuts because we have to control the sails ourselves at the moment. And it's raining, so let's just see if we can go over there. So we should catch the wind now, having turned the boat, so that's why I didn't want to let the sail down too much, because obviously it would just take off on us and we wouldn't have time to do anything. So because it's raining and there's a storm, the wind direction is changing. So we'll just point it over that way. There we go, making slow progress now. Now there is a little channel here, which if you know where it is, you can actually get the boat into it, get it turned round. The only ladder on the boat is the one at the back, so it's kind of like that, facing the shore if I can. Slow and steady. Actually, while we're doing that, what we'll do is make another fire, because I'm going to want to put one on the boat. And yes, I know it's a fire and the boat's made of wood. Probably not a sensible idea, but you do need to do it, because if you start getting cold, see I'm not taking cold damage, but I am cold at the moment, you need to keep yourself warm. So let's just swing that round. And that'll do. We'll drop the anchor there and put the sail up, and I'll actually swing it round straight again because we don't know where the wind's going to be when we have to. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, so you can see we're cold now, so if we were out sailing the open seas and got cold, that would be bad. So just going to put the fire by the wheel there, like that. Nope, like that, yeah. And then put the wood in there. And light that one, and then I'll go and get the stuff from that one. And you can see we're taking damage, so as long as the boat is in the freeport area, you're going to take damage. I mean, I think it takes damage anyway, but it's kind of accelerated in the freeport area. So, right, let's grab all this stuff out of here. I'll leave it burn. It'll obviously burn out when that's wood is expired. But we want to transfer everything to here, and the reason I want to get a little bit more unlocked, if we can get up the ladder, thank you, is for a storage crate, because obviously carrying all this stuff around with me, that's a bit of a pain. So put all the wood in the fire. You can't unfortunately put the charcoal back in, it doesn't let you, which is a bit of a nuisance. I don't need to carry 44 meat on me, so we'll split that. Split half. There we go. Won't let me put that back either. So just put that on the bar. As soon as I can get a storage crate, we'll chuck it all in there and put that at the back. Now, it is possible to take this decking up, or even just to make a hole in it. I think what I might try and do is to actually build onto it, and obviously we're going to need wood for that. If I can make myself a little hut, then give it somewhere to hide in if necessary, incremental weather. That will keep us warm when the weather gets cold, but it doesn't keep you cool when the weather gets hot. So let's do it that way. Actually don't really need that much in at the moment, but anyway, let's just give this a go. I've never actually tried this, so it'll be interesting to see if this works. Yeah, it doesn't want to sort of allow us to place that. I think if you actually dig that one up, let's try it. What have we got to lose? Yeah, so you can make a hole there, and then do you just snap? No. Not sure how that works. Never actually played with this before, so yeah, it doesn't want to allow us to place that. Okay, what we can try then is is it a roof? I think it's a roof, because I have a feeling a floor is a foundation. Yeah. So let's try a roof. Four. Oh no. No. No, we don't want one of those. That won't snap either. Okay, which one is it then? Ceiling. Let's go for a ceiling. We'll get it right in a minute. But you're learning with me, because I've never actually done this either. Now, I think, if I can remember, we can actually change that, or change the button mapping. There we go. So that's a ceiling doorway. Square ceiling doorway. But it won't allow us to place it for some strange reason. I think maybe I need to actually enable something in the settings. Not absolutely sure. Maybe raise anchor? No. Not sure. I'll have to check on that. Meanwhile, we've got a big hole in the boat deck, which we'll try not to fall into. Okay, so we've now got all of that useless stuff. Right, so fortitude. Let's just come up. So we're very, very low on fortitude. Not sure why that's so low, but I'm going to have to get it up higher, I think. But it would be nice to carry more weight. However, we can now unlock that, and whilst basic water swimming is 2 points, we can now unlock basics of building, which I think gives us a storage box, yeah. So, and then we've got 2 points left over, which I'll use for improved swimming speed. Excellent. Get rid of that off the menu, and it's still on the menu. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Why is that? That's strange. Let's put that back on there. So it's, there we go. So it's deselected it now. Weird. Okay, so now that we've unlocked the storage box, we need, what do we need? 40 thatch. 2 boxes would be good, so 80 thatch. So we're burning through our wood at a fast rate. So knots, 83, we're doing okay at the moment. So I'll go and grab a load of thatch. Okay, we'll just, well, we needed to cool off anyway. And I'll be right back. Okay, so just before I head back to the flea, I've made a couple of storage boxes so we can actually put our stuff somewhere safe. And what I wanted to do was, before you set off on a journey, because finding water on another island can be a problem, so what I wanted to do was to make some water skins. Now these are not very good, they do leak water over time, consequently you know, you can't rely on them forever, but while we've got a water source, I thought it would be a good idea, obviously, A, to have a drink, and B, to fill up the water. So you just stand in your water, and then you click on the buttons, and as you can see, it's also topped our water off. So those are now, you can see the bar on the bottom, those are now full, and these are still empty, so we'll get these 4 of them filled up. And then if we do go to an island and struggle to find any fresh water, at least we've got a little bit. And the other thing I thought I would do is to maybe throw a bed down on the starter island. A, because it's a backup, and B, because if we do need to pop back here for, well, reasons, if the boat sinks, or, you know, if there's a problem, then at least we have a quick way of getting back to this island. So I need more hide for that, unfortunately, and we did see a willing volunteer over this way somewhere. Oh, I always get these buttons the wrong way around. Oh, no, wrong button. Oh, now it's selected that. $20 skin off a seagull, that's pretty good going, isn't it? Okay, so make another bed. Put that down there. I'm just going to put it next to the fire. And as I say, we're probably not going to use it. It's literally just a fallback. Okay. So to do that, we're going to need to put a foundation down, which I think is that one. So it doesn't really matter where. Stick that down there. And as we've made all these pieces, we might as well stick them down here. So what have we got? That's a roof, ceiling, wall. These are cheap, quick and easy to make, so I figure we'll just stick that there, and then if all else fails, I don't think that will give us shelter. No, you can see we're not getting the shelter symbol coming up, but actually let's demolish that. and if necessary I can always quickly add to that if we do end up using this sort of emergency stop point. So then we'll stick the bed on there. Can't actually tell how wide it is, can you? That'll do. And then we'll just rename that. Starter is land. That'll do nicely. Okay, so storage boxes. Now I'd really like to pick up a couple of crew before we go sort of heading off to a better island, because it's an absolute, oh yes, forgot about that. It's an absolute pain trying to steer the ship on your own. Yeah. Stick these out of the way somewhere. Bit of a nuisance having that hole in the floor now, but that's okay. We'll do something with it. Okay, so chuck all the heavy stuff in there. This is the stuff we're likely to need most regularly. Some thatch and fibre. The hide can also go in there. So if we call that sort of craftable type stuffs, yeah, craftables. And then this one, this can have the odd stuff, call it that, so survival stuff in there. And I'll put the meat in there as well. The reason I'm, in case you were wondering, the reason I'm not just shift clicking, double clicking or whatever is because I'll show you with this one, this is fibre. If I double click on it, it just sends one over. Oh, shift double click seems to send it all over, so that was something else new to me. Right, I'll pop that meat in there. This meat really doesn't matter. Oh, it's added it to my stack anyway. But you could leave it in the fire. I'll put it in here because we've got more in here anyway. So we'll split that in half. So shift, double click, again control, double click. No, it doesn't seem to make any difference. Who knows? Right, so I'd really like to find some gold. But I've had a brief wander around the island. I haven't been all the way around by any means, but I went over to the other side and I haven't seen any flotsam, which is where you normally get gold. So I think what we're going to have to do is go for a little sail and hope we can come across some, and then come back here and pick up some crew if necessary. But before I do that, I want to get some fish, because my blue bar, although it's high at the moment, it's going to drop as soon as we sort of get out and start doing stuff. And I can fill the other bars up with veg and stuff, but I can't do the blue bar. And fish, apart from milk, which also does the same job, but fish is the way to do that. So let's see if we can... There we go, we got that one. It automatically sticks it on the end of your spear when you've killed it, as long as you use the right click. So, a nice level 1 tuna there. There's a storm coming in by the look of it, so it's not a good time to be sailing off into the sunset anyway. That's a level 1 as well. Find a better one. You can get some good XP off the higher level ones. Apparently not today. Watch out for manta rays, they can be quite nasty. Okay, So we'll chop those up. I'm going to use the axe for these to get the hide or the skin, but you can also use the pickaxe to give you more oil, for instance. Okay, so we get 24 fish meat off that, and 6 oil and 41 hide. That's pretty good. Yeah, you do not want to be sailing in this fog. If ever that happens, just find somewhere to pull up and stop, because yeah, you really cannot see where you're going. If you're out at sea, you lose all the landmarks and you just end up sailing around in circles, getting lost. Oh, Tom's getting out of here now. There we go. Alright, so we'll chuck the fish meat in there, and we can chuck that in there. Yeah, that seems to do 5 at a time. Everything else does 1 at a time. So I don't know how you send the whole stack over. I really have no idea. Okay, so I think the best thing to do is there's absolutely no point in sailing off in this. We've been going for a little bit, and I'm going to be cutting a few little bits out of this, so I think we've done enough. We're ready to set sail as soon as the weather cheers up, try and find some gold and get a couple of crew members to man the sails. Once we've done that, then we can head off and find an island. But which island? Don't know. That's where we are at the moment. Not sure why that other one is highlighted. It is one of the islands that I tried a test start on earlier, so maybe it's just hangover from that, I don't know. It gets colder as you go south and hotter as you go towards the middle of the map, or at least that's the way it used to work. So I don't really want to go anywhere hotter than this. I think this is kind of as hot as I'd like. A little bit cooler would be okay, so we can go into the sort of the 9s. We're in the 8s at the moment. We can go into the 9s or the 7s, but I think I want to stay around that kind of, is it latitude or longitude? I always get them confused. So I think we might try going across to C8, possibly even D8, see if there's any good looking islands over there. But yeah, that's so east basically. So east is... Oh, that away. That's handy. Yeah, so got to sail over there. But we'll be doing that in the next episode. So I'm going to do the usual obligatory ship in the sun. Well, maybe not. Zoom out for you. It is a really beautiful game, or it can be. I've had to turn some of the graphic settings down because my recording software just won't do it if I have it on Epic. I can actually play the game on Epic settings and it is very beautiful, but yeah, in order to run the recording software at the same time, I had to turn a few of the settings down, so sorry about that. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope we'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.